Hey everybody, John Skiba here from the Consumer Warrior YouTube channel. And in this video, I'm going to share with you the compulsory arbitration process in the state of Arizona. This is specific to Arizona, and particularly as it relates to debt collection lawsuits. I'm going to tell you what it is and how you can navigate that process. But if this is your first time here to my YouTube channel, please go ahead and click subscribe, check off that little bell. That way you'll be notified each and every week when I put out a new video that'll help you deal with your serious debt problem. All right, let's talk about debt collection lawsuits. You've been sued by a creditor and you're in the state of Arizona, and particularly those lawsuits where they're suing you for more than $10,000. If you've been sued for more than $10,000 in the state of Arizona, you are going to be in superior court. If you're under $10,000, you're going to be in justice court. So what I'm going to talk about today only applies to superior court, and that is the compulsory arbitration process. Now, on my YouTube channel before, I've talked about the arbitration process before. This is a little bit different. Usually in my videos, when I talk about arbitration, I'm talking about private arbitration. Private companies like AAA, the American Arbitration Association, JAMS, companies where you pay them to arbitrate your case. This is different in that this is what's called compulsory arbitration, meaning you have to participate in the Arizona court system in an arbitration process that's run by the court system. Now, it's not all cases that have to participate in compulsory arbitration. It's those cases where the amount in dispute is less than $50,000. Now, it does vary from county to county, but in Maricopa County, where a lot of the cases are brought, anything under $50,000, you're going to be dealing with compulsory arbitration. So what this is, it's the court's way of trying to resolve disputes without having to send them through the whole trial process. Compulsory arbitration, the first thing they do is they appoint an arbitrator. This is kind of like jury duty for lawyers. All lawyers who are members of the Arizona State Bar are required to participate, and I truthfully don't know how they pick them, because I've been doing this for 20 years and I've never been selected as an arbitrator. I've done almost 400 arbitrations as a litigant, but I've never been selected as an arbitrator. I've met other attorneys who have done it multiple times, so I don't know. It's just not, not in the cards for me, which is fine. But what they do is they select an arbitrator randomly who will act as kind of the quasi-judge over your case. And it's just for a certain segment of it and for one particular hearing. Now, the kind of thing that's a little unsettling about that whole process as far as how they select the arbitrator is you can get attorneys from any type of practice area. I can't tell you how many times I've gotten like wills and trust attorneys who have never even really been inside a courtroom. That's problematic because a lot of the defenses and issues that get raised in compulsory arbitration have to do with things like the rules of evidence and the rules of civil procedure. And I recently had one where the arbitrator said, you know what, I'm a transactional attorney. I can't believe the state bar makes me do this because I'm just not, I don't have the tools to be able to do this adequately. But it is what it is. And so it's kind of a crapshoot as far as what type of arbitrator you're going to get. They're also not paid to do it. And so you're getting someone who's volunteering their time, and sometimes it can be a significant amount of time. So one, should always say thank you and be grateful for what they're doing. But two, I've seen different attorneys, some put a ton of effort into it, some don't put a lot of effort into it at all. What happens is the arbitrator is picked and they select an arbitrator. The arbitrator will reach out to you and the other party, and they will set specific dates for an arbitration hearing. Now, the arbitration hearing is something akin to kind of like an informal trial. Sometimes I call it a trial or at a conference room table, because they will have a conference room. You'll go there with your attorney. The creditor will go there with their attorney. And they literally put on kind of like a trial where the plaintiff goes first. There's opening statements, there's witnesses, there's cross-examination. It's a little more relaxed. It's actually quite a bit more relaxed than a typical trial type situation that's held in a courtroom. But the arbitrator will hold evidence. It's not mediation. It's not the arbitrator is not there to try to broker some kind of settlement between the parties. It's arbitration where the arbitrator is going to look at the evidence and the defenses that are presented and then make a decision as far as who is entitled to prevail in the case. Now, the one thing that's kind of interesting about compulsory arbitration is even after you go through the whole process, the arbitrator will issue a written ruling, say this party won, this party lost. It's not binding. You go through the whole process, and either party, if they don't like the result, can ask the court to go ahead and just set a regular trial type hearing. So it's one of these things, it often does resolve a lot of cases. It often pushes cases towards resolution as far as settlement, because it gives you an idea of how an independent party might see the case. But it also gives you an opportunity to really try out some of your defenses and to see how a court or an arbitrator is actually going to react to what it is that you're presenting as far as your defense goes. But again, if you don't, the arbitrator will rule against you, you can file an appeal. You have 20 days from the day the arbitrator signs the arbitration award to file an appeal with the Superior Court, which they will just then go ahead and set a trial date from there. So I hope that helps you understand the compulsory arbitration process a little bit better, what it is, what it isn't, and how it can actually be a pretty valuable tool in trying to resolve your case. If you're being sued by a debt collector and you need help, check out my information below. I'm an attorney licensed in the state of Arizona, and I handle these in cases like this and bankruptcy cases. I deal with debt collection type issues. I'd be happy to at least review it and see if it makes sense to get an attorney involved, and I appreciate you watching today.